spasi Bože, rani, srpske zemlje, srpski rod. Bože, spasi Bože, rani, moliti se, sav naš rod.
Novi Sad, ruža vetrova. Novi Sad, raskršće puteva. Novi Sad, evropska prestonica kulture.
Novi Sad.
Novi Sad.
Novi
Dobro
Sad.
večer, dame.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Dobroveče, uvaženi
Good evening,
gosti.
distinguished guests.
Večeras će Novi Sad
Tonight, Novi Sad
postati evropska
will become the
prestonica
European
kulture
capital of culture in 2022.
Dobroveče,
Good evening
dobrodošli.
and welcome.
Prisutnima
The
će se
director of the
obratiti
foundation,
direktor fondacije,
Mr. Nemanja
gospodin
Milenković, will
Nemanja
address the
Milenković.
audience now.
Uvažena predsjednice vlade, gospođo Brnabić, vaša ekscelencija,
Dear President of the government, Ms. Brnabić,
poštovana
Mr.
ministarka,
Emanuel
gospođo
Joffre,
Gojković, poštovani
Minister
predsjedniče
Gojković,
Skupštine Autonomne
respected
pokrajine Vojvodine, gospodine Pastor,
President of the
poštovani
government of
predsjedniče
Vojvodina, Mr. Pastor,
pokrajinske vlade,
Mr.
gospodine Miroviću,
President of the provincial
poštovani
government, Mr.
gradonačelniče Novog
Mirović,
Sada, gospodine Vučeviću,
dear
vaša
Mayor of Novi Sad,
preosveštenstva
Mr.
i
Vučević,
predstavnici drugih konfesija,
representatives of other confessions and representatives of the EU Parliament, respected presidents of the governments of European culture capitals and other European cultures, respected panelists and experts and representatives of the diplomatic corps, representatives of the UNIX cluster corps, media, representatives, friends, partners and the audience. Welcome to the smallest city on the Danube in Europe with the most bridges, 11 in total, 8 bridges under the Danube and for now only 3 over the Danube. This is the way we could briefly present the turbulent history of Novi Sad. It seems difficult to bridge different European shores in this place. In the old century, it was between barbaric and civilized Europe. In the Middle Ages, it was a border between two denominations. In the New Age, between Enlightenment and Oriental Europe. And today, it is between those who are and those who are not members of the European Union. And yet, this city, young only on paper, has inherited the bridge of continuous existence of people in this area for almost 7,530 years, as is confirmed by many archaeological findings, and was additionally shaped by the prominent Lithuanian scientist Marija Gimbuta's classifying it under her utopian culture of the old Europe. And while the word culture originates from the Latin word colere, which means nurture, cultivate, grow, utopia is in ancient Greek in the figurative sense a determinant for a good place. When you combine these two different words in one place, from two different languages, which form one of the foundations of European cultural heritage, you can say only one possible name for this city in Serbian, Hungarian, Slovakian, Ruthenian, and other European languages. Novi Sad. And only when this city cherished its culture, it was both the Serbian Athens and the European capital of culture. And only when it nurtured and developed culture, by further investing in it, did it begin to develop socially, politically, and economically. And only when Europe cherished its culture, it became a good place for everyone. It became utopia. Isn't that utopia? Utopia is the ideal of the possible, not the impossible. So let's shoot for the moon. And if we miss, we'll hit the the stars.
Jer dobro mesto
Because you
možete
can
naći
find 100
100
flaws in a
a
good
lošem
place,
samo
but
jedan.
only one in a
Loš.
bad place. That it is
Zato je
bad.
Novi Sad,
That is why
grad
Novi
kome je
Sad
titula
is a
Evropske
city to
prestonice
which the
kulture
title
donela
of the
novu
EU capital
snagu
of
i
culture
motiv
brought
da
new strength and
ispravlja svoje
motivation to
mnogobrojne
correct its
mane, ali
numerous
i da
shortcomings,
ceni i
but
podstiče
also to
svoje
appreciate and
višestruke
encourage
vrline.
its multiple
To je
virtues.
početak
This
novog.
is the beginning of the
Sada.
new. Now
ovde.
and here.
Otuda, za razliku
Therefore,
od svih drugih gradova
unlike
koji
all
su
other
nosili
cities that
ovu
carry this
prestižnu
prestigious
titulu, za
title,
Novi Sad ova
for
titula
Novi
nije samo
Sad this
čast,
title is not
već
only an
pre
honor, but
svega
above all, it is a
odgovornost.
responsibility.
Kao prvi
As
grad
the first
koji je
city to
poneo
take the
titulu
title
Evropske
of the
prestonice
European
kulture ispred
capital of
zemlje
culture on
kandidata za
behalf
Evropsku
of the
uniju,
candidate
naš
country
grad je
for the
poželeo da
EU,
iznova gradi
our city
i da
wanted
se
to
zdaje
rebuild
za
and
nove
dedicate
mostove,
itself for
kako
new
glasi
bridges,
krilatica
as the
našeg
motto
projekta.
of our project
Zahvaljujući
reads.
njoj,
Owing to it,
strateški smo
we have
gradili zajedno sa
strategically built it
celokupnim
together with the
programskim
entire program
konceptom
concept for the entire
2022.
2022, which
koji
we
ćemo
will
pokušati
try
da
to
bar u
present
delićima
at least
dočaramo u
partly
narednim
over the next
minutima
few
kroz
minutes
samo jednu od
through just
mogućih
one of the
umetničkih
possible
vizija
artistic
naših
visions
8
of our 8
programskih
program
krugova.
arcs. The people
Ljudi i
and
procesi postali
processes
su
have
temelji
become
i
the
stubovi tih
foundations
mostova.
and pillars of these
Iako
bridges.
nevidljivi,
Although
i možda ne
invisible
dovoljno
and
atraktivni
perhaps
široj javnosti,
insufficiently attractive
oni
to
su
the general
ti koji
public,
nose ono što
they
je
are the
danas
ones who carry
vidljivo
what is
i
visible
atraktivno.
and attractive
Prostore
today,
i programe.
venues and programs.
Slikovitom
With picturesque
jednostranošću uspeli
simplicity,
smo
we
da kroz
managed to
potpuno
involve
razumevanje i
everyone
podršku
in one huge
jedan
and
ogroman i
complex
složen
project
projekat uključimo
through
sve.
full understanding and
Lokalne,
support.
evropske
Local,
i umetnike
European
iz
and
celog sveta,
international artists,
ustanove
cultural
kulture,
institutions,
vaninstitucionalnu scenu,
non-institutional scene,
radnike u kulturi,
cultural workers,
donosioce
decision
odluka,
makers,
sponzore,
sponsors,
donatore,
donors,
medijske
media
partnere,
partners,
publiku,
the audience,
građane Novog
citizens
Sada
of Novi
i
Sad
Evrope.
and Europe. Owing
Zahvaljujući
to
svima
all of
njima,
them,
jasnošću
with
i
clarity and
doslednošću u tom
consistency in
premošćavanju
bridging so
toliko
many different
različitih klubova,
shores, we have
učinili
shaped
smo da
this
ovaj
project,
projekat koji
which
pre
3
godine
years
titule
ago
nosilac
won 3
tri
prestigious
prestižne
European awards
evropske
in the
nagrade
field
u
of
oblasti
culture.
kulture, više ne bude samo podvig.
We shaped it
da u
into
toku
not
pandemije
just an
koju svet ne
achievement,
pamti,
but during
projekat
this,
Novi Sad,
that the
Evropska
world, this
prestonica
pandemic that the
kulture,
world will remember, we
postane
shaped the project Novi Sad,
čudo u
European
kom
Capital of
nadom i
Culture,
ljubavlju,
into a miracle. A
slobodom i
miracle in
jednakošću,
which with
dugom,
hope and
po kojima
love,
smo nazvali naše
freedom and
programske mostove,
long-standing and quality,
gradimo trajna
after which we
zaveštanja,
named our
koji
program
Novom
bridges,
Sadu
we
ostaju
built a
posle godine
lasting
titule,
legacy which will remain
a
for
svim
Novi
drugim
Sad,
gradovima u
even
Evropi,
after the title
koji u
year.
budućnosti
And for
sanjaju da
all other
postanu
cities in
prestonice
Europe
kulture,
that dream of becoming
budemo
capitals of culture in the
motiv i
future,
primer
we will
da ako
serve
je
as
svaki
motivation
čovek ono
and
što
an
želi da
example
bude,
that if
onda
every
to
man,
važi
if he
i za svaki
wants it
grad.
to be, then the
Dobrodošli u Novi
same
Sad.
is true for every city.
Dobrodošli u
Welcome to Novi
Evropsku
Sad.
prestonicu kulture.
Welcome to the European capital of culture.
Novi Sad, ruža vetrova. Novi Sad, raskršće puteva. Novi Sad, evropska prestonica kulture.
Na ovom raskršću
At this
se
crossroads,
dočekuju
we celebrate
dva
two
Božića,
Christmases,
dve
two
badnje
Christmas
večeri
Eves,
i dve
and
nove
two New
godine.
Years.
Dva su
We
kalendara
use
na
two
ovom
calendars
raskršću,
at this crossroads,
Gregorijanski i
Gregorian and
Julijanski.
Julian.
Dva su i
There are
pisma,
two alphabets as well,
ćirilica i
Cyrillic and
latinica.
Latin.
Ovde su se
This is where
susreli
they met
i zajedno
and where
ostali.
they stayed together despite the
Možda
winds,
uprkos košavi, a možda
and
baš i
maybe
zbog nje.
even because of it.
Na ovom vetrovitom
Only
raskršću
here at this windy crossroads
Samo
does the big
velika
hand on the
kazaljka
claw
pokazuje male časove,
show the hours
a mala
and the
minuta.
small one
Te
shows the
kazaljke
minutes.
okreću se na
Two
svoj
hands
posebni
turn in their
način,
own special
drugačije
way,
nego
differently
bilo
than
gde na
anywhere
svetu,
else in the
ali
world,
međusobno
but in harmony
usklađeni.
with each other.
Možda
Maybe
zajedno
together out of
iz inata,
spite,
A
and
možda
maybe
i iz
out of
ljubavi.
love.
to smo mi,
This is us,
Novi Sad.
Novi Sad.
Mi različitost
We call
zovemo
our differences
raznolikost.
diversity.
Dva Božića
Two Christmases
su dva
are two
povoda
occasions for
za dva
two family
porodična
hugs.
zagrljaja.
Dva su
The two
pisma
New
koja
Year's Eves
pišemo,
we celebrate
dva
as a
su
double
pisma koja
occasion for
čitamo.
celebration and closeness.
I njima
There are two
dvostruko
alphabets to
razumemo
write in,
sebe,
two
ali
alphabets to
zahvaljujući
read in,
njima
and we
i
use
druge
them
ljude
to
sa dva kraja Evrope.
understand ourselves
I ovde
better,
ih
both
povezujemo.
us and
Naše
people from all
raskršće
regions of Europe.
ne razdvaja
Our
puteve.
crossroads does not separate
Naše
roads. Our
raskršće
crossroads connects
spaja
people.
ljude.
Večeras čekamo
Tonight,
da
we're
se naše
waiting
dve
for our
čudne
two
kazaljke
strange and
sklope
unique clock
i da
hands to
još
come
jednom
together so we can
dočekamo
welcome 2022
2022.
once
godinu.
again.
Ko ima
Who has
jedan
one
doček,
New Year's Eve
ima
has
jednu
only
novu
one new
nadu,
hope.
a ko
Who
ima
has
dva
two New
dočeka,
Year's Eves
ima
has
bezbroj
countless
novih
new
nada.
hopes.
došli, prijatelji naši. Svi nam zdravi i veseli bili. Novi Sad je raširio krila, a Evropi sad srce dariva. Pa Evropi sad srce dariva.
Na kraju svakog puta je novi početak.
At the end of each road is a new beginning. At the end of every migration is a new city. Where a new seed is planted, there is a new plantation. The new plantation is growing. It was planted so that the trees could withstand the winds together, so they could lean on each other and be strong and independent. The wind will bend the solitary tree to the ground and break its roots. But nothing can ever break the whole plantation together. The trees grow together with large branches, making room for new, young trees that are yet to grow. The mighty Danube flows across a wide plain. The winds of history from all four corners of the world bring something new. The city is the people.
Na kraju svakog puta je novi početak.
At the end of each journey is a new beginning. At the end of every migration, a new city. We plant new seeds, and there is the plantation. We understand each other in 17 languages in Novi Sad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 17.
Na kraju svakog puta je novi
At the end of each journey is a new plantation. The new plantation grows.
Novi Sad, vekovima srpska
Novi Sad,
Atina.
for centuries the
Vekovima
Serbian
srpska
Athens,
prestonica
for
kulture.
centuries the Serbian
A u novom
capital of
veku,
culture,
u
and in this new
2022.
century, in
godini,
2022,
i evropska
it is also the
prestonica
European
kulture.
capital of culture.
devojke i žene mog porekla.
I know all you girls and women of my descent. By your
Kao
duck
staru
walk,
česmu iza
as
prvog
an old
ugla
fountain around the first street
ulice,
corner,
jer još uvek
because you
mirišete
still
na
smell
velike
like big
sobe,
rooms,
na brdo
like a hill of
jastuka,
pillows,
gde
where you have
niste
not slept
prespavale ni jednu
a single
noć
night of basil.
od bosiljka.
Sento il seno che in pioggia di lacrime, pioggia di lacrime. Si dilegua l'amante mio cor. Sento Jesen prođe, zima dođe, slavno dođe proleće. Sanja si kesa visoke, srebren listak prevrće. Na listu opet piše: Dika moja, proštaj, ostaj. tegnom sebb ragyagadt. Több csillag az ígen. Hiányzik valaki ebből az utcából.
Noćas nisu sjale zvezdice na nebu.
Nem járkáltak többen ellen a falu színen. Ma sem múltak virág,
Cveće šara grema, sve je tako tužno.
hiányzik valaki ebből az utcából. Mégis más a világ.
Jer nekoga nema visoka moga.
Kis ablakok nyílnak egymás után sorba.
Bledo cveće gledam, što na njemu stoji, sklopljenim okrivima. Jedan prozor gleda, sve je tako tužno.
Hiányzik valaki
Visoka moga, sklopljenim jedan prozor gleda, sve je tako tužno.
hiányzik valaki ebből az utcából.
Ceo svet je pozornica, ceo grad je
The
pozornica.
entire world is a
I ceo
stage.
Novi
The entire
Zasad
city is
postaje
also a
pozornica.
stage.
I
The
svako
entire
na
new
njoj
plantation
zaigra
becomes a
bar
stage.
na tren.
And each of us plays on it for at least a moment.
Novi Sad, Ujvideki, Neoplanta, Neuzac, Racenštat, Mlada Loza, Ratska Varoš,
Young Vine, Rats
Ratsko
Village,
selo,
Rats Town.
Ratski grad.
Novi Sad,
Novi
na
Sad,
svim jezicima sveta,
in all languages of the
večeras
world,
znači jedno.
means one thing,
Evropska prestonica
the European
kulture.
capital of culture.
A sada će
And
nam se
now,
obratiti ministarka kulture
We'll
i
hear the
informisanja
Minister of
i
Information,
potpredsjednica
Culture,
Vlade Republike Srbije,
and the
gospođa
Deputy Prime
Maja
Minister,
Gojković.
Ms. Maja Gojković.
Poštovana predsjednice Vlade Republike Srbije, gospođo Brnabić.
Dear Madam Prime Minister of the Republic of Serbia, Ms. Brnabić, dear Mr. President of the Provincial Government, Mr. Mirovic, distinguished Speaker of the Assembly of the Autonomous Province of Vojvodina, Mr. Pastor, dear Mayor of Novi Sad, Mr. Vučević, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear guests of the city of Novi Sad, it is indeed a great and undeniable pleasure as a Minister of Culture to be able to welcome you at the opening ceremony of the European Capital of Culture, Novi Sad 2022 opening ceremony. This is an exceptional day for the city of Novi Sad, for the whole Serbia, and in particular many people engaged in the field of culture who live for culture. In addition to the prestige that the title of European Capital of Culture brings, it is a recognition that inspires and it offers multiple opportunities for every city that bears such a title. I'll be slightly personal and notice that from the perspective of the citizens of Novi Sad, there is nothing more natural than our city becoming the European capital of culture. This has always been an environment symbolizing values on which the European cultural space rests, and a place where multiculturalism has existed for centuries. In Novi Sad, diversities have never been a reason for division. Rather, they have been bridges that connect and unite. The culture of this city is like a rich mosaic of segments that shine individually for themselves, but also far stronger and brighter when they are joined. All this would not have been possible without the love that the residents of Novi Sad have for their city, which has been carefully nurtured since their childhood. It is unique both in strength and mutual commitment. As the aforementioned symbol of this city, the great poet Miroslav Mika Antić wrote a long time ago, I was asked once upon a time why I was in love with Novi Sad in such a manner of a high school student, and I wasn't able to answer because with one's dearest city, the emotions are the same like one's dearest woman. We will never be able to explain to ourselves or to others what has bound us together so strongly. Ladies and gentlemen, back in 2008, when I was the mayor of Novi Sad, I sent a letter to the European Commission asking whether a city outside the European Union could submit its candidacy for the European Capital of Culture. This day seemed both near and far. Near, because we knew that Novi Sad had a lot to offer to the European cultural landscape. Far, due to a slight concern about all the conditions for this prestigious title to be met. It turned out that every concern was unfounded and redundant, and the Serbian Athens was worthy of great recognition. Namely, one of the creators of this title is Melina Mercouri, a famous Greek actress and Minister of Culture, and I'm sure that over the course of the year 2022, Novi Sad will succeed in presenting to Europe what makes it specific and unique. It is a city on the Danube, rich in history, a center of various festivals and cultural events, a place of linguistic and cultural diversity, and no less significant, it is an environment where the traditional and the modern are intertwined, local and global, classical and avant-garde. It is unique and special, at the same time open, cosmopolitan, a city that belongs to all who visit it. Ladies and gentlemen, I invite every guest, creator and artist to enjoy the next 350 days and participate in programs that celebrate culture and promote the best most sublime and the noblest. Novi Sad is a true city of freedom, love, hope, and rainbow, just as the program arches of the bridge connecting the two shores are named. They also connect two centuries and all the people living in it. Culture is a bridge, and Novi Sad, as of today, is the European capital of culture. Thank you very much. On behalf of the European Union, His Excellency Ambassador of the Delegation of the European Union to the Republic of Serbia, Emmanuel Joffre, will take the floor, and on behalf of the city of Novi Sad, the mayor of Novi Sad, Miloš Vučević, will kindly address the gathering. Mr. Joffre, on this occasion, will deliver the certificate of the title of the European Capital of Culture to the mayor, and this will mark the beginning of the proclamation of Novi Sad as the European Capital of Culture.
Dear Madam Prime Minister, dear Minister of Culture, the representative of the institutions of the autonomous province of Vojvodina, Mr. Mayor, the director of the Novi Sad 22 Foundation, dear citizens of Novi Sad and dear citizens of Serbia, I'm really delighted to hand over today, on behalf of the European Union, the diploma and plaque to make officially Novi Sad the European Capital of Culture for 2022. This is a great moment. It is a great moment for all of us. We all in Novi Sad, in Serbia and throughout Europe share so much in common. We share our history, our values, culture, and we share the same destiny. The European Union is unanimous in its commitment to have Serbia as a member of the EU. Serbian citizens with their talent, energy, strong cultural identity will bring great value to the European project. Novi Sad has enormous significance both for the Serbian national identity and for the European history. As the epicenter of cultural, political and religious life for the Serbian people in the 19th century, the city left an important footprint in the modernization of Serbian society and in the progressive change throughout Europe. Novi Sad and its people have always been a lightning house of freedom, openness, ethnic and cultural and religious tolerance, values that are so much needed nowadays, that we all Europeans need to cherish and preserve. That is the tradition, that is the identity of Novi Sad, which is still nurtured today. With its exceptional rich cultural diversity, its museums and galleries, its university and institutes, its great national theatre where we are today, its festival like Exit, which make the city and the whole country a cultural reference in Europe, inducing positive changes and nourishing democratic values in society. These are the reasons why the European Union chose Novi Sad as the European Capital of Culture this year. You have come with an incredible program for this year, in conditions that we know were not easy, and you managed to overcome them. You can be proud of yourself. This award today also comes to congratulate you for this success and wish you good luck for a successful implementation of the 2022 cultural program. We are convinced that you will do a great job and that Novi Sad will be able to reap the benefits not only culturally, but also to boost its tourism, regenerate its urban development, and receive stronger attention at the national and international level. Čestitam Novom Sadu I Srbiji na ovom.
I congratulate Novi Sad and Serbia for this achievement. Europe counts on you to be the lighthouse of culture, openness and tolerance, and with your example, inspire other Europeans.
I would like now to invite the mayor of Novi Sad to join me on the stage to receive the award.
distinguished Prime Minister, distinguished Deputy Prime Minister, President of the Provincial Assembly, President of the Provincial Government, Your Excellencies, Mr. Joffre, religious leaders, the Mufti, Your Highness from the Serbian Orthodox Church, mayors of the European cities of culture, dear guests, and first and foremost, my Novi Sad citizens. Ladies and gentlemen, this year will definitely change all the forthcoming years in Novi Sad. The crown of the European culture capital is also the coronation for all the endeavors and achievements that we have achieved in the past decade. And it is an evidence of what it looks like when reward comes to the well-deserving city. We created an opportunity for us from this European Capital of Culture to prove that we are diligent, that we can embed the paradigm and system of values that we will continue building our city of Novi Sad on. There were very few people back in 2016 who believed that we would win in Brussels. And very few people thought we stood a chance, although they knew that this city was founded on European values that live here and go without saying. Maybe there were few of them, but their support was very strong. And this is why I feel this need to thank, first and foremost, my Novi Sad citizens. It is for them that we have done all this. And I would like to thank the President of the Republic, Aleksandar Vučić, and the government of Serbia for not leaving us to our own devices, but instead they joined us for this battle to victory, because this is not just the story of a city, this is the story of all of us. And we have worked hard and got annoyed and stressed out, and we shattered prejudice, all the way dreaming of this day, the day when we will come to this great stage of the oldest Serbian theatre, to be able to say solemnly, Novi Sad has got the title of European Capital of Culture, and today is the day. Our Novi Sad, our Serbia, have achieved yet another fantastic result. During the year 2022, we are going to show to the whole Europe the treasure that we have. We will show the wealth and diversity of different cultures intertwined that make great connection amongst people and nations living here, because many people are not aware of how much this city is rich in its specificities. The same city of Novi Sad that from the outset has been a multinational city that our ancestors built with colors of their spirituality, tradition, and identity. The same city of Novi Sad, named the Serbian Athens, because in the 19th century it was cultural, political, and social center and capital of the Serbian people, the greatest Serbian heritage in the world, as Vuk Karadžić used to call it, and Jovan Skerlić noted that back then it was written and reflected in Novi Sad for the entire Serbian nation. The same city of Novi Sad shining bright when there are bells from 6 various churches tolling, and multiculturalism has always been the lodestar of this city. Diversity is recognized and respected, and that city is now representing Serbia on the largest European cultural landscape. And it is with deliberation that we shed light on this page of Novi Sad's history with one of the greatest of all times. Our Nikola Tesla was the first honorary citizen of Novi Sad, and he taught us that it is with knowledge and efforts that we will build fame of the Serbian people, fighting for their ideals and embedding a lot in the European culture, doing a lot for our continent, just as the descendants of Nikola Tesla, who learned that man is born to work and to fight, and only thus we will not fail. So with this title of the European Capital of Culture, we prove that we are worthy of our ancestors, when we competed, we only had 2 bridges and many ideas and plans as a candidate city. And now this city has got 3 bridges when we received this title, and we plan to build yet another 3 bridges in a city which is not just a capital of culture. It is a capital of young people, of new technologies, and a powerful industrial and university center. We've got a city budget of 113% higher than in the previous 10 years. We built first factories after 40 years, and those that are desolate and ruined, we turn them into victory, into new cultural stations. And I promise you, we are going to build more. And I promise you, when this year with the title expires, we will leave the legacy for the future generations, for them to feel better and more comfortable. My generations lived their youth locked with the key, and they're living now in the open Balkans. Dear friends, the road to success is easier when you firmly believe in your dreams and when you're ready to work hard to make them come true. So even if you fail, you rise even stronger and more tenacious in those attempts. We have made yet another dream come true. So tomorrow already, tomorrow there will be new challenges facing us. The title of the European Capital of Culture will forever remain part of the identity and the new symbol of Novi Sad. I sincerely expect applauses, but also sighs and ovation for the fantastic program that we have prepared. We are going to demonstrate who we are and what our roots are and what it is that we can do for our city, for our country, and for the entire Europe. Novi Sad, congratulations on your title, beloved city. May you always rest on the laurels of victories and success. Long live our beautiful Novi Sad. Long live Serbia. Now we are going to hear the European Commissioner for Innovation, Research, Culture, Education and Youth, Maria Gabriel, who is going to address the gathering via video link.
Dear friends, I cannot be with you today, but I couldn't miss this chance to send my heartfelt congratulations to all of you as Novi Sad becomes the first Serbian European Capital of Culture. Today, all of Europe joins Novi Sad in celebration of the beauty and creativity of your cultural expression. Today, you are writing history. Together, we are sending a message of hope and openness. We are reconnecting the links that bring Europe together and paving the way to a more ambitious future for the Western Balkans and the European Union. And I could not imagine a better tool to do this than the European Capitals of Culture. Since the 1980s, our cities have tirelessly explored new ways of sharing their culture and building trust between communities across our continent. This initiative is deeply rooted in the confidence that Europe's cities, no matter where they are or what they have been through, share a passion to help their people express who they are. Diversity is what, as we have continuously found in our capitals of culture. To see the interconnections between so many different people, in each time renewed in our belief in the European project. And this can only drive us to do more, to do better than before. Showcasing culture as a binder, our capitals incentivize all the people in Europe to meet, to explore the common values, to understand our differences, and to work together on the future of our continent. In 2022, Novi Sad takes up this promise. I'm confident that with its numerous international collaborations, Novi Sad 2022 will push the boundaries of this initiative even further. We are talking about 1,700 artists from over 45 countries participating in more than 1,500 cultural events. Dear friends, this year is also an invitation to reflect on how resilient we have been. Despite 2 very challenging years and the delay from 21 to 22, we are moving forward, and we can stand proud of our European community's resilience and solidarity. Let me conclude with a thank you to the people who have made this year happen. I cannot list everyone by name, but my gratitude and the gratitude of the whole European Commission really go out to all of you. I wish you every success in 22 and beyond, and I hope to see you soon when I visit Novi Sad. I wish you all a wonderful year ahead.
Novi Sad, since now, it's the European capital of culture. We invite the President of the government, Ms. Ana Brnabić, the Prime Minister of Serbia.
Good evening, everyone. Dear Deputy Prime Minister, dear Speaker of the Assembly of the Autonomous Province of Vojvodina, dear Prime Minister of the Autonomous Province of Vojvodina, dear Mayor, Ambassadors, Your Excellencies, dear Mufti, dear Reverends, your Bishop, dear Novi Sad citizens, dear citizens of Serbia. First of all, dear Miloš, dear Mayor Vučević, and dear Nemanja, Director, thank you and your collaborators for making all this possible today. We are proud of our Novi Sad, the European capital of culture. I know that I'm not and I can't be objective, but I have to say that there is no city that deserved this title better and that has higher potential than Novi Sad to hoist the European flag of youth and culture higher than Novi Sad. Novi Sad is the center and crux of excellence, of creativity, of culture and innovation. Novi Sad is a city where big foreign IT companies are flourishing, but also the city of extraordinary domestic companies, our nationals who are world leaders in innovation. One of the prerequisites for this transformation is big endeavor invested in the candidacy of Novi Sad for the European capital of culture, and then becoming one of the most successful capitals of culture with the highest budget invested in culture ever. Behind this success, as always in everything, there is a great committed work of the Foundation Novi Sad European Capital of Culture 2022 and the city of Novi Sad with the support of the provincial and national governments. On this occasion, I would like to thank you once again and to congratulate you on exceptional work. I would like to congratulate all the Novi Sad citizens and all the citizens of Serbia, because you have done this for Novi Sad and for all our country. When I became the Prime Minister, I inherited from the former Prime Minister, now the President of the Republic, Aleksandar Vučić, fiscal and macroeconomic stability in the country, with the public debt rate continually being decreased and with employment rate continually rising, and foreign direct investment, but also domestic investment, also on the rise steadily and continually. The next task ahead of us was to devise the way of Serbia's positioning as a winner, as one of the leaders of the fourth industrial digital revolution, because only as victors were we able to catch up with the world and to present ourselves as a modern, open, innovative country, partner in development at the global level, and to resolve the challenges of the 21st century. The only way of addressing them was to have strategic investments in our talented, innovative people, scientists, innovators, our young, creative professionals and artists, to invest in innovative ideas, but also in building the space where those people would get together, create. share and come to new brilliant ideas together. Recognition and support to innovation and creativity was necessary in all the areas of our society, from attracting the R&D centers like Continental, which is precisely here in Novi Sad, all the way to building now the entire network of scientific and technological parks in Belgrade, Novi Sad, Niš, and Čačak, all the way to setting up the Science Fund, IA Center, revitalization of China district, which is one of the most recognizable and leading projects of the European Capital of Culture. After more than a decade of closed doors, we renewed and reopened the National Museum and the Museum of Contemporary Arts in Belgrade. We reconstructed National Theatre in Vranje. We launched building a new concert hall in Belgrade, which is going to be one of the landmarks of the capital, and we launched important infrastructure projects of building and reconstruction of the Faculty of Musical Arts, Visual Arts, and Faculty of Applied Arts, so that never again our students, our future academicians and artists should learn and create in dilapidated corridors or rooms. Following the example of Novi Sad's Chinese district, we started revitalizing the old Belgrade boiling plant facility into a new creative center. And we are proud of yet another important fact that demonstrates how important culture is to us. The previous government that I was at the helm of as a prime minister was the first government that took a loan from a bank, the European Development Bank, for culture. So we took this loan to use it for culture. We increased the budget for film production by the incredible 92%, from 239,000 euros in 2012 to 21.9 million euros in the last year, 2021. Today, we have witnessed the explosion of film and audiovisual arts in Serbia. More than 20 domestic films and TV series, including animated films, are shot in Serbia simultaneously. Besides recording, we also do the entire production, which we could only dream about not so long ago. We also introduce incentives for creative activities with a clear goal to motivate our people to stay in Serbia or to return to Serbia, to create here and to do business from Serbia with the world. And we started introducing innovation in our education system. We connected all our schools to speed internet. We introduced IT literacy and programming as compulsory courses in primary schools, digital classrooms, digital textbooks, specialized IT classrooms in high schools and grammar schools, especially for talented students gifted for arts. We also introduced the cooperation of public administration and business sector for master studies in artificial intelligence, gaming, and visual effects. We listened carefully, and we decided to additionally support the industry of our economy, which for years now has achieved creative growth. That's creative industries. In the past 6 years, the creative activities have marked a growth of the incredible 60%, and they constitute 7.4% of our GDP. Between 2014 and 2020, the exports of our creative industries has risen by 51%, and more than half employees in this sector are young people. More than €1 billion investment in the past 5 years have been in creative industries, most of all in software development, video games, and cinematography. And that is again where Novi Sad is the flagship city. We started with serious driving force to resolve problems that for decades nobody has tackled, where rarely anybody in the previous governments ever considered. And on that way, the title of the European Capital of Culture and all the projects following, like the development of a sustainable creative district, China district with the culture stations, are a strategic step and an indicator of the direction to go for culture and creative industries in Serbia. These models have already turned out to be very successful throughout Europe and the world. Decentralization, democratization of culture and support to sustainable economic development of smaller communities based on knowledge, creativity, and innovation. It has been a little more than a year. Then from Novi Sad, I announced this project of the National Capital of Culture. Serbia Creates and the Foundation 2021 devised following the same principle like the European Capital of Culture. And recently we have received the first title of the National Capital of Culture in Serbia. That's the town of Čačak. And I owe gratitude to Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Culture, Maja Gojković, for supporting this initiative and for launching its implementation so quickly. And all the above are just some indicators that we as the government recognized investment in innovation, science, creativity and culture as investment in our future. And it being on their own work and to have a strong platform of support of their own country to compete in the world market and landscape. This is why this title that Novi Sad is proudly bearing is very important to additionally support the work and talent and knowledge of our creative professionals. I congratulate you once again on this title and thank you from the deep down the bottom of my heart. Thank you for not just bringing Europe and the European Union to Novi Sad and to Serbia, but also for making Novi Sad and Serbia at the helm of Europe, the entire Europe and European Union included in the best and most beautiful way imaginable in culture. Thank you very much.
The large new plantation is slowly growing at our crossroads. It's been like this for centuries. The mighty Danube peacefully flows by our new plantation. On the opposite side of the river, a high fortress rises and protects the ever-new city. Many people met here and stayed here together, in spite of the winds, and maybe even because of it. At the end of each journey is a new beginning. At the end of the migration, the fortress grows, a fortress which lowers bridges to welcome people who will be the seeds from which a new city will grow in the heart of the fortress. However, only at this windy crossroads, the big clock hand shows the hours and the small one shows minutes. Why are they together? Out of spite? Maybe love is the right word. This is us, Novi Sad. We call our differences diversity. Our diversity is our greatest asset. And this is why our crossroads does not cut roads. Our crossroads connects and unites people. Tonight we are waiting for our two strange clock hands, different than all others, to come together and welcome 2022 once again. Who has one New Year's Eve has one new hope. Who has two New Year's Eves has countless new hopes.